From the Ohio AgNet, Voice You Know at the News You Trust studio, sponsored by the Family Forest Carbon Program, where we help family forest owners get paid to improve the health of their woods. I'm Joel Norwood. Happy Friday. Big report day from USDA on Monday. Markets will be watching closely at noon Monday as USDA updates acreage and grain stocks. For corn, expectations split, estimates hovering just under March's 95.3 million acres. Soybean guesses are mixed too, but some analysts expect a slight bump in acres due to favorable prices. Wheat acreage likely stays steady near 45.4 million, among the lowest since back in 1919. On the stock side, traders watching for updates that could shift carryout projections, especially for corn and wheat. Stay tuned to OhioAgNet.com. We'll have the latest for you as soon as that report is posted. Now that's on Monday, but next Wednesday, the Ohio AgNet on location at Marion County Fair. That's thanks to Nature's premium liquid fertilizers since 1946. Again, we'll see you there next Wednesday at the Marion County Fair. Let's take a look at the weather thanks to Seed Consultants. Simply better performance. Online at seedconsultants.com. Over to Ryan.
Another warm and humid afternoon across Ohio. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin. Quick forecast update for you here. Nothing really changing from prior days. The heat and humidity can trigger some pop-up scattered showers and thunderstorms, but our coverage is statewide. Still not the best. I do think that we have several more days of this before we get into a frontal passage that comes on Monday later afternoon into early Tuesday morning. So still good threats of precipitation over a large part of Ohio, but not necessarily on a daily basis. Very similar to what we have been dealing with, and temperatures remain well above normal. I'm meteorologist Ryan Martin.
Thank you, Ryan. In other news, milk production expected to increase over the next couple of years. Mark Jekanowski is USDA World Agricultural Outlook Board Chair.
For 2025, this is mainly just keying off the latest milk production report, and that's driven by higher cow inventories. And then into 2026, we're expecting to see some increase in milk per cow as well, supporting that production increase.
Jekanowski says consumer demand remains strong for butter domestically via imports and internationally via exports.
Dairy demand remains strong, and that is reflected in price strength across all of the major dairy products.
Together, all that means a month-over-month increase in the all-milk price forecast for both years. Despite that, the year-over-year all-milk price remains about 65 cents lower and forecasted at $21.30 per hundredweight in 2026. Elsewhere, prices for urea, a key ingredient in fertilizer, have surged globally after escalating violence in the Middle East. Bloomberg reporting that the violence interfering with the flow of urea supplies from one of the highest producing regions in the world. Almost half of the world's urea exports are sourced from manufacturing facilities along the Persian Gulf. Iran and Egypt have already lowered production. Those two countries responsible for 20% of the global urea trade in 2024. Now, a global price benchmark is the U.S. Gulf urea spot prices. That has risen approximately 16% in the past week. Middle East prices also rallied 11% last week. In our nation's capital, House Speaker Mike Johnson tells us the House will act quickly on the Senate's version of the president's tax and farm spending bill to get the measure to the president's desk by the target date. Independence Day, 4th of July. So much riding on the bill, including billions in new farm support. Speaker Johnson is ready to cut short the traditional July 4th recess.
So if the Senate does its work on the timeline that we expect, we will do our work as well.
But here late in the week, the Senate trying to find workarounds to the parliamentarian rulings against SNAP and Medicaid policy changes and working with the House on climate as well as state and local tax breaks.
We've got to get the SALT negotiation number right. We've got to make sure the IRA subsidies are handled in an appropriate manner. You've got a number of provisions. We want to make sure that we hold by our commitment that we are not cutting Medicaid.
But several GOP leaders saying there's a lot of good in the bill, including improved reference prices and crop insurance coverage for farmers, help for livestock producers, and a lot of tax breaks. No Democrats expected to support the bill, so its fate fully in the hands of Republicans at the moment. Let's turn the page and take a look at market numbers. See what's driving those today thanks to Brandt, helping growers take control for over 70 years. Over to Ryan Metzger.
This is Ryan Metzger with Lice Mercantile, providing you with your end-of-the-week technicals. On September 25 corn futures, we had the first level of support at 401 and the first level of resistance at 411. August 25 soybean futures has the first level of support at $10.22 and the first level of resistance at $10.40. July 25 wheat futures has the first level of support seen at $5.32 and the first level of resistance at $5.44. Please visit our website, licemercantile.com, to learn more about our grain marketing program and crop insurance services.
Thanks, Ryan. Markets in Chicago staying relatively quiet today, though overall higher. July corn up 4 1/4 to 4.13 3/4. New crop corn up 4 3/4 to 4.25 3/4. July soybeans stepping back some earlier losses, 2.5 cents up right now to 10.25 1/4. New crop beans at 10.21 3/4, up 5 1/4. And July wheat up 3 cents to 5.24 as we hear about some fields that are starting to get rolling across Ohio. Markets thanks to Seed Consultants, simply better performance. Online at seedconsultants.com. June cattle up $1.80 to $223.50. Feeder to cattle for September priced at $304.80 per hundredweight, up $1.43. And hogs down, July down 35 cents to $111.98, while milk gaining about 20 cents in all categories. This is the Ohio Ag Dat.